We got to see, of course, in that big Sunday night game, who, in fact, will be getting the first round bye in the NFC. Also, some big playoff implications in the AFC in terms of that last wildcard spot. Huge last Sunday of football, guys, obviously, here in the regular season. I got 14 games to go through, so let's try to wrap through, obviously, some of these meaningless ones quick. Anyway, though, here's your Week 18 NFL Sunday preview. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the fun of it. Of course, please like and subscribe if you guys enjoy the NFL Week 18 Sunday preview. Of course, we do have 14 games to go through this Sunday. I'd say, I don't know, maybe half of them. That might be pushing it. Let's say 5 or 6 of these games don't really have much meaning to them, but I'll still obviously preview them because, people are obviously going to still watch at least some of their team's final games of the year. Outside of that, though, of course, there are some big playoff implications. Again, I don't know what happened yesterday, so we'll have to just figure that out. Anyway, though, it's nothing insane, obviously. Again, if the Bengals did in fact lose, that means the Dolphins and Broncos are really all left. But still, at the same time, it really doesn't matter if the Bengals win because this is what actually really pushes it. Anyway, though, last week I did go 11-5, so I'm looking to do a little bit better this week. Obviously, you can go see my first 2 picks again. See how I did, obviously, with that what is it called, recap for what is called yesterday's games. Anyway, though. In terms of, this playoff picture, obviously the Chiefs already clinched the 1 seed. The Lions and Vikings are obviously playing a huge game on Sunday Night Football, which, of course, we will get to at the end of this video. Also got a prediction for that one as well. Bills are locked in the 2 seed. Ravens, again, if they did what they should have done, they are the 3 seed. Texans, of course, are locked in at the 4 seed. Steelers with a loss, if I expected them to. Anyway, the Steelers do when they clinch 5 seed, they'll be heading to Houston. But if they did in fact lose, then the Chargers are up in the air, which of course we'll get to their game towards the end of this, but more of the middle of this video. Obviously, for their game against the Raiders, they again could clinch them the 5 seed, and them heading to Houston. Broncos, of course, with a win or a tie, I think they get in the playoffs. Yeah, but if they do lose, that opens the door for the Bengals and obviously the Dolphins. Dolphins with a win, and again, a Broncos loss would make the playoffs. But if they in fact lose, Bengals obviously could be watching a lot of stressful football. Of course, Colts got eliminated last week. Jets and Raiders are probably not, the Jags are probably not in the running for a top 5 pick, but I think it is still possible for them. Very unlikely though. Browns I think are the number 3 pick right now. That could obviously go up if some things go their way. Again, they probably should be 3-14 at this point. Titans, of course, they've got a game that's meaningless, but at the same time they'd very like to secure that number 2 pick. And obviously the first game we'll get to in a very short minute. Obviously we'll decide that number 1 pick. All right. NFC-wise, like I said, Eagles are locked in the 2 seed. I'll get to their game towards the a little bit. Rams, of course, they do not have the 3 seed locked up. If the Bucs in fact win again on national TV in front of the whole country, again in that game that would again lock up the NFC South, then they do have a shot at getting the 3 seed because again they do have the tiebreaker with the Rams if the Rams do in fact lose to the Seahawks this week. Vikings right now, I guess they're in the 5 seed, but again, their game is what's going to decide the 1 seed, and who again has to head to whoever the 4 seed is. Commanders with a win clinch the 6 seed. Packers again are really just dependent on the Commanders, but in fact they do lose, they're locked in that 7 seed and probably are going to be heading to Philly, which again will be decided by the end of the early window. Like I said, the Bucs win and in, but if they do lose and the Falcons are able to beat the Panthers, they are the ones that clinch the 4 seed. And also, if the Rams win, no, never mind. So basically, the Rams just want the Bucs to lose. So if the Bucs lose, the Rams clinch the 4 seed. Anyway, in terms of teams that are already out, again, the Seahawks are, but they have a chance to clinch their first double-digit win season since 2020. Cowboys, on the other hand, again, they're already out, but again, they could, I guess they could win, I guess. Trying to, again, get the season sweep over the division rivals. Cardinals and Niners will be playing. Bears, obviously, trying to snap that losing streak. Panthers, again, are trying to spoil the Falcons season. Giants they're trying to get dropped. Again, with the loss, they clinch a top 4 pick, which I guess means something. And again, the Saints are, they're around. Anyway, though, that's really all I got for you guys here, of course, in the playoff picture. We have 8 games in the early window. How many of them are meaningless? I think it's 5 or 6 of them, but again, I'll try to go through this as quick as possible. Also, obviously, there's 5 games in the late window, and obviously Sunday Night Football. In terms of the wildcard schedule, if I had to predict, there will, the Sunday night wildcard game will be on NBC, as it has been really ever since the, 14-team playoff format has, of course, been around. Monday Night Football will have a wildcard game as well, again, as it has, the past 2 or 3 years now at this point, or 3 years, actually. And then, obviously, the rest of the games will just be to be determined. And, of course, the Chiefs, if I had to guess, will be hosting a game on ESPN on, on the first game of the divisional round on that Saturday. And maybe, I don't know for sure, but whoever gets the 1 seed could be hosting that game on that Saturday night on Fox. I don't know for sure, though. Of course, CBS, ESPN, not ESPN, CBS and Fox have the conference championship games. Obviously, AFC for CBS, NFC for Fox, and of course, the Super Bowl will be on Fox this year. Kind of just giving you a little bit of a forecast for the playoffs. Anyway, though, let's get into our first game, which doesn't mean anything, but, well, it really does. In the first of 4 games for CBS here in the 1 o'clock window, obviously, of 3 in the, for regional games, of course, we do a matchup that really doesn't have actually any actual meaning outside of, obviously, the number 1 pick, as the 13-3 Buffalo Bills venture off to New England for the second time, for, again, their second match in the past 3 weeks. Of course, Bills, again, are now 13-3 for the 3rd time under Josh Allen's career, of course, 2 years ago, again, when they lost the Bengals in that divisional round game, obviously, the Mar Hamlin thing. And then, of course, back in 2020 as well, again, Josh Allen's career high 37 touchdowns. He will, again, for Josh Allen, he will definitely come out and take the first snap, similar to what he did back in 2019 when the Bills secured the, what is it called, we're locked into that 5 seed going into week 17. Again, that was back when we only had 16 games. Again, that was against the Jets. He'll come out, going to keep his start streak alive. Again, probably take 1 snap, hand the ball off, or do whatever he's going to do. Not get injured, obviously, then leave the rest of the game, and I don't know, Money Mitchell come in and see what he can do. But, of course, the Bills with a win would get to the most wins, of course, they've had, I think, since, like, Jim Kelly or something. They've never won more than 14 games, so I think they had a season where they went 14-2. So maybe they can tie their franchise record for wins. Obviously, it has been a very, very, very good year for them overall. They're my best team in the NFL, obviously, in terms of the power ratings coming this week as well. Last week, though, of course, they were able to blow out the Jets 40-14. What was it? Just an absolute killing of a game. Offensively, again, they just scored a bunch of points. Defensively, they were best game of the season, as I did say. So, maybe they can follow it up here against Patriots, again, who are, they're struggling this year. But, of course, with a loss, they do clinch the number 1 pick and have their choosing at either trading down, which actually might happen. They could actually get some very valuable picks there. Obviously, the Gerard Mayo would not like that to happen. I mean, he'd like to lose the game because obviously he wants the number 1 pick. But he's obviously had a rough first season here in New England. Really, nothing's gone, like, particularly well. Again, they haven't won a game since week, 10 against the Bears. Offensively for Drake May, he's actually been really good overall, in my opinion. Well, not really good, but he's been good. He's definitely shown some promise overall. But, guys, they've had 3 wins this season. They've been really bad. Like, there's no way around it. This Patriots team needs a ton of, just a complete infusion of talent. And that's not really what they have right now. So, obviously, last week wasn't really pretty at all with their worst loss season getting blown out by the Chargers 40-7. Maybe they got their fortune changed, obviously, here against the Bills backups. This game, though, will be at 1 o'clock on CBS, NO Plus, and Paramount Plus will be the ways you guys can stream this football game. Obviously, these 2 teams played, like I said, 2 weeks ago. Bills were able to survive against Patriots 24-21. What was one of the Patriots' better, I would really say, like, first-half performances overall. Spirit is Adam Archuleta and a DT King Ball will be calling this game. So, CBS is, like, 4th or 5th team, if I had to guess. Let's say, like, 5th team. And in terms of, again, you look at it, it's going to be in green. So you got, again, a decent amount of countries getting this game. Obviously, I don't particularly know why, but maybe it's for, like, the number 1 pick, obviously, for Cleveland. I don't know. It's just a little bit of a sparse, obviously, for the country. In terms of the weather, Foxborough, 33 degrees, a lot of wind at 17 miles per hour. I think there's gusts up to 35, if I'm not mistaken. Well, also mostly cloudy, so typical weather here, of course, in early January. Buffalo starting lineup, Josh Allen obviously will be taking the first couple snaps, and you can see his stats. He's most likely going to win MVP, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Again, it just really depends on what the voters want to do. Of course, 40-plus touchdowns in, 4 straight seasons. Money Mitchell will probably be getting there pretty quickly, though. Maybe you might see him a little bit of Mike White. James Cook, Ray Davis, and Ty Johnson back through. Ty Johnson and Ray Davis will be getting a lot of carries. The problem is, I don't really think they might have someone else come up because I don't really think they want to have like Ray Davis and Ty Johnson getting too many touches because they use those guys a lot too. Especially what is called Ty Johnson at the back, and of course Ray Davis is again a relief guy. James Cook, who also I think tied the Bills for like rushing touchdowns. It's crazy, it's that many. But it makes sense. Again, if Josh Allen like didn't run the ball in as many times, and James Cook didn't have as many rushing touchdowns, he might even be able to have 40. But whatever. Kalish Kira, obviously a receiver, will be coming out quick. Amari Cooper already is ruled out. Keon Coleman, Matt Collins, Curtis Samuel was also questionable. I don't know who they're gonna. Curtis Samuel, again, if he can play, he'll definitely get out there a lot. But I don't really see them playing Keon Coleman too much. Kalish Kira is definitely gonna be out there quick. Obviously, he's probably the best overall receiver on this football team. Matt Collins will definitely get in there a lot though. Dalton Cade, I could see out there for a little bit. Dawson Knox would definitely get out there. Quentin Morris, I definitely see him getting some good snaps. Reggie Gilman, of course, the fullback. O-line, maybe they have some of their guys start, but I don't really see too much. Ryan Van Denmark, Alec Anderson, Cedric Van Pran Granger, and, of course, Tyler Grable across the O-line. Travis Clayton is on IR, and Tommy Doyle is also out for the rest of the season. Overall, though, you could definitely see some of these backups getting in. Defensively, Gregor So, I would be shocked if he gets more than 5 or 6 snaps, maybe 2 or 3 pass rushing snaps, too. Von Miller will probably get a couple good snaps, but Dwayne Smoot and Javon Solomon will probably get there. Of course, A.J. Epineza, who has been very good this year, probably won't get too much run either. Jordan Phillips, Dwayne Carter, they play anyway, so like they're gonna get out there. Maybe a little Quinton Jefferson. I'd be shocked if Austin Johnson played, but you never know. Obviously, Quan Jones and Ed Oliver are the starters. Dorian Williams, and I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, are definitely getting in. Of course, Terrell Bernard's out. You don't want to see Matt Milano out there too much. Of course, him still coming off that injury. It hasn't really looked too great. Joe Anderson, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but he's out there. Secondary, Jamarcus Ingram, Kyrie Elam are gonna get. Kamar Elam's literally playing for his job. or his time on this team. He's going to be gone anyway. Cam Lewis obviously going to get in there a lot. DeMar Hamlin will probably stay out there. Again, of course, Taylor Rapp, Cole Bishop, probably the rookie getting some snaps as well. Tyler Bass, Sam Martin, kicker, and punter. And then, of course, when we look at the Patriots, I mean, like, it's really nothing too crazy. Drake May's questionable. You could see Brisket out there. That wouldn't be good. Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, of course, Jermichael Hasty also there. Receivers are just not great. O-line wise, again, Cole Strange, I guess, is back. I don't even know what they're going to do there. We'll have to see there. Of course, Hunter is questionable. Austin Hooper there at tight end as well. Defensively, Anthony Jenkins is questionable. G2 Washington probably can get off the edge anyway in this one because they need someone with some burst. Rest of the D-line's healthy. Linebackers are good to go. I guess basically they're starters. And Juwan Bentley is basically the starter, but whatever. Titus Leo's questionable as well. Secondary, of course, their two best guys in secondary in terms of talent, and Jabril Peppers and Christian Gonzalez are both out. Jonathan Jones is really the only guy that I really trust, considering Kyle Duggar's really banged up right now, and Joey Sly's kicker. Anyway, though, for who I think is going to win this game, guys, you can't really tell me this game's going to be particularly, like, fun to watch at all. But considering the Bills, I mean, they're going to have their backups in most of the game, and the Patriots do not want to win this game. They're probably going to somehow keep it close, though. And again, I don't really think Drake May is not the greatest game. I'm going to say the Bills win this one on a low scoring 17-14 affair. I think that's a pretty fair assessment for how this game is going to go. Anyway, though, now let's get to our second game, of course, in this early window on CBS, which obviously should at least be, I mean, somewhat of a game. And, of course, in what seems like a pretty not so great game, like, of course, the game we talked about earlier, a locked-in team, obviously the Texans in that 4 slot, again, after that humiliating loss on Christmas Day to the Ravens now come here on like a long mini bye week, looking, I don't know, maybe pull something together, or get in some sort of groove against Titans squad that are have their sights set on the number 1 pick. Obviously, watching that Patriots game, see if they can lose that or win that, and obviously see if the Titans can follow in this one as well. Anyway, though, of course, Texans come this one at 9-7. Again, they're not a very good team, guys. I have no confidence in them whatsoever. They played so bad against the Ravens. They got just absolutely killed, of course, 31-2. And what we're going to scoregami, I guess. I guess that's what will come out of this one. But of course, next week, I hope I'm like the first game of the wild card weekend. They'll obviously host a wild card game like they did last year. I don't expect them to win it in any way, though. So I guess that's what's going on for them. And again, same record as last year. But again, at least this game is meaningless. I don't know. The Texans aren't a great team, guys, but they do have a playoff spot, I guess. Titans, they've been god awful this year. What are they? 3-13 now, I guess. I don't remember the last time they won a game, though. What, were they 2-10? No, they weren't that bad, right? Oh, no, they beat the Texans when they were 2-8, right? What was the final score of that? I don't remember that game. Titans, Texans, 2024. No, that does not work. There we go. Oh, it's 32-27. Yeah, the Titans have lost 5 straight since that obvious upset over the Texans on the road back in week 12? 32-27. Obviously, the Texans told us, what was it, 6-5, something like that, or 7-4? It was a 6-5. No, it was 7-5. All right. Anyway, though, yeah, the Titans won that one. Again, they haven't won since then, and I don't really expect them to win this one either. So maybe they can pull off the season 2. That'd be pretty funny. But anyway, this game will be at 1 o'clock on CBS. NFL Plus, Paramount Plus will be the streaming services for this game. Last year when these two teams played here, what was the score? I gotta think about this one. Texans, Titans, Oh, yeah, this was a game that C.J. Stroud didn't play. It was 19-16 in OT. Texans won. Crazy game. But this really, we'll get to the weather in a second. I'll show you then. Either way, Tom McCarthy, Jay Feely, Ross Tucker, Amanda Balionis have to call this game. Map-wise, it's going to be in yellow. Again, it's really not much of the country at all getting it. I mean, some of it at least. Nashville weather, this gives me vibes like the 2021 game where the Titans were on like a 6-game winning streak and they like lost. Like, it was like 22-13. It was a really bad game. Huge upset for the Texans, though, because they were on like an 8-game losing streak coming in that one. 69% humidity, nice. 8-mile-per-hour winds, obviously 40 degrees as well. This is crappy weather. Anyway, though, Texans starting lineup, of course, C.J. Stroud at quarterback. Davis Mills is the backup. He'll probably be starting. I don't know. David Pierce, Dara Agunbalala will be in the backfield. Nico Collins, John Mechie, Robert Woods a receiver. Jonathan Johnson, Xavier Hutchinson will get in for sure. O-line-wise, expect Blake Fisher. Again, he's starting anyway, I guess. Kenyon Green, I guess, will get out there as well as Kendrick Green. Obviously, well, he's going to definitely start. Drew Scruggs will get in there as well. Jared Patterson has been very good this year, though. Cade Stover and Irv Smith Jr., not really youngins, but at least Cade Stover. He'll get the start here. Defensively, I really don't care because they're going to be good anyway, what is it called, regardless of who plays. Kyrie Fairbairn, Tommy Townsend round out the starters there. And, of course, when you look at Tennessee, they obviously have Mason. They're probably trying out Will Levis is getting the start. They're really trying to lose this game, guys. Tyler Spears is out. Tony Pollard's questionable. Julius Chestnut, Joshua Kelly will probably get some snaps. Calvin Ridley, Nick Westbrook, and Mason Kinsey, of course, at receiver. If I were them, I would not start Calvin Ridley, but again, I guess he can get 1,000 yards this year. Tyler Boyd's out anyway. Chicken Congo's questionable. Nick Vanette will get a lot of snaps anyway. O-line is basically as healthy as they'll ever be. Of course, John Kuku is going to be getting the start over Nicholas Petit-Frere. Again, there's a reason for that. Jalen Duncan has not been healthy really at all this year. He started a couple games and hasn't been too great. Defensively, D-line's been healthy all year. They really haven't been too tremendous. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons has been really good, but, like, he only can do so much. And Tavani Smith had an up-and-down rookie year. Sebastian Joseph Day is basically an average guy at this point. Arnke's out. Jalen Harrell at the start. Harold Landry, I'm done with him. Luke Gifford, Jerome Baker there, of course, the linebacker. Secondary, I mean, I really don't care. Nick Folk's out. Ryan Stonehouse punter. I guess they're going to have to use Ryan Stonehouse as the kicker now. Winning this game, I'm going to say the Texans do, because, I mean, the Titans really want to lose this one. I'm going to say the Texans win this one 20-12. There's your score. Anyway, though, let's get to our last game, which, again, could have meant something if the Eagles weren't a bunch of... I mean, guys, this game just... Again, at this point, it really doesn't mean anything. Obviously, though, the Eagles, again, had Saquon go over 2,000 yards last week, took him out after that carry, and I guess they kind of made it clear that he wasn't going to play this week. Of course, on Wednesday, they basically confirmed that is not happening, of course, as they're going to sit Saquon, obviously, as he did have, it was 101 yards short, again, at breaking the record against his former team, but, again, that's just not going to come to fruition, which completely makes sense. They're trying to win a Super Bowl here, obviously, so... All you guys, Eagles. Obviously, though, they got the big time W last week in a blowout, went over the Cowboys. 41-7, of course, locked themselves in here at the 2 seed. They're going to be playing the Packers, Commanders, more likely or not, probably the Packers, which, of course, we'll get to their game in a second as well. But for the Eagles, obviously, with a win here, though, of course, with the 14-3 for the second time under Nick Sirianni, which, again, I guess is decent. But, yeah, there's nothing to play for them in this one. Giants, with a loss, of course, can clinch the top 4 pick at the very worst, which I guess is what's going to happen. But, obviously, they blew their chance at the number 1 pick last week, of course, with a 45-point outburst behind 4 touchdowns and 1 rushing from Drew Lock, including 300 yards passing. Please don't have that happen in this one. They also 2 years ago they almost beat the Eagles here, 22-16, in a game that the Eagles actually needed to win to clinch the 1 seed. Also 2 years ago, I mean last year they even blew out the Eagles at home in the last game of the season, 26-10. So maybe they'll pull off some Houdini magic and win this one as well. Of course, early this season the Eagles smacked the Giants 28-3. No offense to any Falcons fans, but of course this game will be at 1 o'clock on CBS, NFL Plus, Paramount Plus. Again, the same streaming options for this game. Now it's will be Andrew Catalan, Tiki Barber, Rick, Jason McCourty, AJ Ross. Sorry for you guys. It's going to be in blue. Yeah, some of the countries get this game. Not too much. Again, it's not a national game. Weather in Philly, 32 degrees, freezing, 12 mile per hour winds, mostly sunny. I mean, it's normal weather here. Again, it'll probably be even worse next week. Wait, let me check. Does it even go to next week? It goes to Saturday. So, again, if this game's the late one, I don't think it would be. But I really don't know, guys. Anyway, though, back on track to the Giants starting lineup. Drew Lock, of course, will be getting the start. I think he had more touchdowns. Yeah, he threw more touchdowns in one game. That's actually crazy. He had 4 touchdowns. He only had 1 the rest of the season. Running game, I mean, I could give a crap, bro. I mean, maybe Malik Neighbors has a big game. That would be nice. Warner Robinson has, like, 70 catches, I think. Yeah, this ridiculous. He has 83 catches this year. Like, what the hell are these numbers? Well, he might even get to 100 if he has a huge day. I don't even know. Darius Slayton, obviously, also there. He's aiming for 600 receiving yards, which probably will happen. Daniel Bellinger, Chris Manners there at tight end. O-line-wise, John Michael Smith, Evan Neal are both out. That's a good thing. Defensively, I really don't care. Graham Gano, Jamie Gillen there, kicker and punter. And, of course, for Philly, which, again, for Eagles fans, I guess it would be good to talk about here. Kenny Pickett's questionable. They're definitely going to get Tanner McKee, probably even Ian Book out there if I had to guess. Saquon's not playing. Kenneth Gainwell will probably get the start. Will Shipley will probably get a good amount of carries as well. They're probably not going to want to even run the ball too much, to be honest with you guys. They actually probably want to get these, get a guy like Tanner McKee some snaps, again, in terms of the passing. Jahan Dotson will be their number 1 receiver. Maybe can rack up some yards. Johnny Wilson and Nia Smith, who can never really get out there, will probably get some snaps as well. Grant Caltair, A.J. Jenkins, both there, of course, at tight end. Dallas Goedert, is there any update on his return? Doesn't have an injury designation for Sunday's game against the Giants. My guess is he'll be back by, again, he'll probably play next week. CJ Uzomah, okay, so he's out for a while. He'll probably not come back. That actually really sucks if you're an Eagles fan. And with the O-line wise, Fred Johnson, Jack Driscoll will be getting some run here. Of course, Cam Jurgens and Mekhi Becton will be both out there. Cam Jurgens is fine. Again, I don't even know. Maybe they're gonna figure something out. Tyler Sheen's definitely gonna get the start though. Again, Lane Johnson, again, is not playing either. Defensively, I guess they want Milton Williams out there. Jordan Davis playing. I don't really love that, but again, at the same time, they need someone to be out there. Thomas Booker and Morjo Wojamore will get out there a lot. Of course, Jalen Carter's doubtful for good reason. Nolan Smith, the rookie, they want to keep getting him some pass. No, second-year guy. Well, I'm brain dead there. Yeah, he's a second-year guy. He obviously is going to look to get some snaps out there. I mean, that makes sense. I get he's obviously a big part of their, like, overall, like, pressure system. But at the same time, you give him the snaps. Jalen Sutton's definitely going to get over Josh Sweat, though. They don't want Josh Sweat out there too much. He's their dude. Bryce Huff, obviously, he's at a disappointing year, but he'll probably get there. Oren Bergstrom and Jeremiah Trout Jr. will both be starting for us with Zach Bond and N'Kobe Dean resting. Secondary-wise, Quinion Mitchell, I guess he'll get the start, as well as Reed Blankenship, C.J. Garner, Johnson, Cooper DeJean. I would be shocked if he's not out by the second half. Of course, Vontae Maddox, Isaiah Rodgers, Sidney Brown, Tristan McCollum. Again, I think he really needs to get some snaps there, as well as Kelly Ringo will probably get out there. Darius Slay's doubtful for good reason as well. Jake Elliott, Braden Mann are both not playing, or both kicker and punter. Of course, they're playing. Yeah, they want to put someone else out there. Anyway, though, I don't really see I want to say the Giants are going to win this one, guys. I honestly, again, maybe they honestly, you know what? Screw it. They're going to win this one. They're going to blow their draft position again. Giants win this one 24-18. I don't know. I just need to blow on their draft pick here. 24-18, and now let's get to our next game. Of course, as we go over to, what is also a pretty sad and meaningless game. Alright, and of course, now I get to a matchup that what should have been a game that, of course, the Colts, again, had a chance to, of course, make the playoffs, or at least stay alive for the playoffs off of. Of course, not happening, of course, they had about as bad of a loss as you could have imagined last week, of course, losing the Giants by 2 scores. In what was, again, a very embarrassing game, of course, where they get 45 points, and their defense, again, has given up over 30 points, obviously, in every game off the bye. And, yeah, the Colts are just completely cooked now. Again, now they get rewarded a meaningless game to get to 8-9 at the end of the season or something like that. Jags, of course, are 4-12. I mean, maybe if the Giants win, I guess they'd get, again, a better draft pick or something like that. But, guys, the Jags obviously have had a horrible season this year. It's been a complete mess. Trevor Lawrence hasn't been healthy. Like, again, he's out for the season, obviously. The season's over. But, of course, Mac Jones, I guess we'll get started here. I mean, they won last. They swept the Titans. That's the difference in them having number 1 pick and, of course, like number 8 pick or something like that. Jags have had a completely awful season, too. I mean, this is just a really bad game. Anyway, though, these two teams played back in, it was a week 5. It was actually a really good game as the Jags won 37-34 for the first one of the season as well. So, I mean, maybe we see something good. This game, though, will be 1 o'clock on Fox. The Fox Sports app, NFL Plus will be your streaming services for this game. Announcing it will be Jason Benny, Brady Quinn, and Sarah Kustik. So, basically, a college-level broadcasting team. Yeah, I do like Jason Benetti, though. It's in yellow, so, yeah, really none of the country's getting this game. Jags starting lineup, Mac Jones, Travis Etienne Jr., Tank Bigsby are trying to salvage whatever this season is. Receiving-wise, I mean, it's embarrassing, but at least they still have Brian Thomas Jr. on the field. Brandon Strange, Luke Farrell, tight end, Walker Little's out, Cole Van Lannon will start. The rest of the O-line has basically been the starters all year. Defensively, Josh Hines down, I think he's going for 10 sacks, right? He's 2 away. Chandler Walker also is very close. So, again, if you're going to watch this game, look for those two guys to get double-digit sacks in the season. Eric Armstead and Devon Hamilton have done a good job, though. Linebackers are obviously kind of sad. I don't know. Venture Miller's questionable. Not that they're bad, obviously. Shola Abdullah could be at the end there. I don't really care about the rest of this team. Cam Little, Logan Cook, I guess, will be out there. For Indy, I guess Joe Flacco starting. Big Tony's out. I mean, his numbers this season were just god-awful. What was his completion percentage? It was 48%. Obviously, though, it goes deeper with AR, but obviously it was not a good season. Jonathan Taylor, he can, I think, he can definitely get 1,400 yards if he picks it up. Trey Sermon as well in the backfield. Rest of the offense, I basically saw Braden Smith, of course, will be out for the final game as well. He hasn't really played since, I think, like week 8 or something, if I'm not mistaken. Defensively, they're terrible anyway. I mean, like, Kwity Paye is not a starting caliber player this year, guys. He wasn't good enough. Again, DeForest Buckner at least is there. I mean, Grover Stewart's obviously very, very good. Zauer Cleveland there, middle linebacker. Franklin there, middle linebacker. Kenny Moore in the secondary. But yeah, this team is just, they need help. Juju Brent's obviously coming off the injury, just hasn't really looked good. Matt Gay, Rigoberto Sanchez, and I don't know, this game is just completely useless. Who do I think is going to win this one? I will say the Jags think will make it a little bit closer than you might have liked, but I'll say the Colts win this one. Let's say like 19-17. Really just a meaningless game, guys. Anyway, let's get to our next one, which again has a little bit of meaning, I guess. And the Commanders, of course, have a chance to clinch the 6th seed with a win here, and of course, an early window heading out to Dallas. But also, this game's important because they do not want to get swept by the Cowboys. Of course, have the chance to do that with a win here today. Obviously, though, the Commanders coming off a huge Sunday night win, of course, the clinch a playoff spot. Of course, with Jane Daniels, who is presumptively the offensive rookie of the year, was able to have a pretty big clutch time performance, as well as 2 touchdowns to Zach Ertz, who also had a big game to again knock off those Falcons 30-24 in that OT win. Anyway, though, coming in this one, they might have a little bit of a hangover coming to this one, but obviously, again, if they're able to play a decent football game, I don't really see why they can't win this one. Of course, the Cowboys got blown out by the Eagles last week, as they didn't really look good at all. Mike McCarthy probably won't be back. They have a chance to at least salvage a 8-9 season, I guess. They've obviously had a rough year overall. It's been a lost season. Again, Cooper Rush trying to get bounced back after what was his worst game of the year by far. Anyway, though, announcing this game will be Adam Mean, Mark Jarrett, and Christina Pink. Map-wise, it's going to be in blue. So we got blue, yeah. a good amount of the country is obviously getting this game, not the whole country. Initially, I had this actually as the national game, but because that's not the case. And oh yeah, also, like I said, the Commanders clinched 6 seed. That means they'd either be playing the Rams or the Bucs. Again, heading there for that wild card game. In terms of, again, the Commanders starting lineup, Jane Daniels, again, has a chance to throw for 30 touchdowns if he has a huge game. Who knows, though. Marcus Mariota might get in if this does turn ugly, which it absolutely could. Brian Robinson Jr., Jeremy McNichols in the backfield, of course, with Terry McLaurin, Diamond Brown, Ahmed Skias, James Crowder, receiver. KJ Osborne's also questionable. Zach Ertz, John Bates, tight end. Brandon Coleman, Nick Allegretti, Tyler Biadasz is doubtful. Michael Dieter will be getting the start. If I had to guess, again, Cornelius Lucas is also out. Sam Cosmi, the superstar right guard, as well as Andrew Wiley around the O-line. Defensively, wait, where even is Sam Cosmi out of? Texas? Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. All right, defensively, though, Cleveland Farrell, Dorrance Armstrong looking to have a strong game. Javonte, John Baptiste as well there. Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne are at least healthy. Jonathan Allen being back is massive for this D-line. Dejon Newton obviously there as well. The rookie, again, he's had a tough rookie here, but overall, he has at least gotten some pressure. Not a ton, but at least some. Frankie Lou, Bobby White, Donta Valor Jr. Of course, the D-line. Donta Valor Jr. Is looking to have a big game against his former team. Benjamin St-Juste, Marshall Lattimore's out. Michael Davis, and of course, Mike Sanders still also there. Quan Martin, Jeremy Chin, of course, both at linebacker. They basically play linebacker, but of course, both at safety. Jake Gonzalez, Tressway, kicker, and punter. All right, then of course, when we go over the Cowboys. Around their season, of course, Cooper Rush, quarterback, Regal Dowdle, and Deuce Vaughn in the backfield. Regal Dowdle, of course, he's over 1,000 yards. That's so weird. He only has 1 touchdown too. That's a little bit bizarre. I don't know, guys. Whatever. His longest run this year is 27 yards too. That's a bizarre stat line. Anyway, though, yeah, Zeke I guess got cut. I didn't know that. Oh no, because he wanted to go to a championship caliber team. Yeah, there we go. Receiver wise, it's a mess. Jake Ferguson, Luke Schoonmaker, tight end. How many yards does Brandon Cooks have? Yeah, he's not getting 500. Hunter Luke at fullback. O-line Chuma Doe is questionable. Tyler Guyton could get out there. I don't think it's a good idea, though. The rest of the O-line's healthy. Defensively, Mozzie Smith is questionable. Linval Joseph could obviously get out there. Nick Virgil's questionable. Donovan Wilson's questionable. And, yeah, this secondary is cooked. Brendan Aubrey, and, of course, Brian Anger there, kicking and punter. All right. Who do I think is going to win this game? I mean, I guess the Cowboys will put up some of a fight. Obviously, they beat them back in Washington back in Week 12. Obviously, he and the Commanders' second straight loss, if I'm not mistaken. What was the final score? 33-25, if I had to guess. Not 2020. There we go. Yeah, it was 34-26. My bad. I was a little bit off. But of course, yeah, this was a crazy game. Obviously, you can go watch the recap from that. Anyway, though, who do I think actually win this last game? I'm gonna say the Commanders do 38-20. No, 38-17. There's my prediction. Jay Nails throws some touchdown, gets out of there a little bit earlier than expected. Obviously, they're able to clinch the 6th seed. And yeah, maybe head to LA next week. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys in this one. Let's get to our next game. And of course, I guess has some meaning. Not really though. I don't know. It's a division rivalry, I guess. Probably not even that now. Our last regional game, of course, before we get into our, of course, 2 national games here in the early window, is a game that really probably won't mean anything when we really think about it in the grand scheme of things, but at least for the Packers, of course, have been trying to extend their win streak to 6 straight years, of course, that they have not lost to the Bears since, what was it, what week was it? It was week something. Week 15, 2018, that's the last time they lost to the Bears. Anyway, though, with the win, they do have an opportunity to get the 6th seed. Probably not going to, so that, again, more likely they're going to be heading to Philly if I had to guess, at least off my prediction. So, that's going to be going off there. Anyway, though, of course, Bears are 4-12. They've lost how many straight games? They haven't won since, They haven't won since week 6. So, yeah, with the win, they snapped their 10-game losing streak. But, of course, the Bears are, again, in a spot where they could, again, be getting a top 5 pick, and if everything goes right. But, of course, they've had an awful season. Caleb Williams has been a disaster. I really don't care. I'm going to die at home. It's been an awful rookie year for him. Obviously, the O-line has not played particularly great. The defense has kind of fallen off, and, yeah, they've had really bad coaching. Packers, obviously, 11-5. They've beaten everyone except the Vikings, Eagles, and Lions, and, of course, those 3 teams being who they are is obviously a problem, and that's how you get a potential 12-win team that could be getting the, 17. And for context, there have been, the Raiders in 2002 went 11-5 and got the 1 seed, so I don't know. Packers fans obviously probably not too happy about that, but guys, got to be good teams. Got a chance to obviously do that next week. Last week, obviously, lost to the Vikings 27-25. This game will absolutely be a tune-up for that. This game, though, will be 1 o'clock on Fox. Fox Sports App and on NFL Plus. And like I said, this might be a tune-up for that. But again, the Bears almost beat the Packers. 2019 was final, of course, with the Packers win there. Obviously, they got a block kick. Again, to save them from that embarrassing loss. But hey, that was when the Bears were, I guess, somewhat respectable. Now it's just different. Kevin Cooler, Daryl Johnson, Laura Oakman will be calling this game. Sports Viewers Radio of Josh Apple and James White calling it as well. Again, on the radio station there. All right. In terms of the map, we've got it in where is it? Green again. So again, most of the North, Midwest, and obviously the Midwest getting this game. Weather in Green Bay, really cold, 19 degrees, 5-mile-per-hour winds, partly cloudy. So yeah, could be better weather. Bears starting lineup. DeKalb obviously starting. He's going to try to hit 20 passing touchdowns. He's at 19 so far. DeAndre's with Roshan Johnson in the backfield. Travis Homer is out. Darrington Everton's also there. Receiving wide, CJ Moore, I think, has a chance to get to 1,000 yards. He does. Keenan Allen has had a tough year. Of course, Roma Dunze looking to get to 800. I think he's at, yeah, he has a chance to get to 800 as well. Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett at tight end, Larry Borum, Coleman Shell, Matt Pryor, and of course John Wright, as well as Jack Saran. They're across the O-line defensively. Their D-line's completely healthy. Outside, of course, Andrew Billings. T.J. Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, and of course Jack Sanborn across the linebacker core with Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevens, Kyle Gordon, Kevin Byron, obviously Jonathan Owens, Cario Santos, and obviously Torrey Taylor, their kicker and punter. Cario Santos has had a year. That's how I'll put it. All right, for the Packers, Jordan Love, I haven't actually looked at his stats in a while. Okay, yeah, those are just basic, obviously. Josh Jacobs, Emmanuel Wilson in the backfield, Jan Reed, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson's questionable, Dontavian Wicks is also there, Tyler Kraft, Luke Musgrave at tight end, O-line is good to go. Again, Honor Dillard will be out, I guess, as a depth piece. Defensively, Quay Walker's out, I guess that's a good thing, though not, I guess it's not really. Edmund Williams also, he's been injured for a while. Rashawn Garrett, I think, has a shot, yeah, maybe, I don't really think he does, but anyway. We'll see. Anyway, the D-line's good to go. The front seven, basically, again, outside of Quay Walker is healthy. Quay Walker hasn't been healthy in a while. Or, again, really just overall. Secondary-wise, Carrington Valentine, Keisha Nixon will be starting. Obviously, Xavier McKinney also there. Jay Alexander, what happened to him? Okay, yeah, he's out for the rest of the season. That's great. So, Jay Alexander out for the rest of the season. This Packers secondary is definitely compromised. Xavier McKinney, Javon Bullard there as well. Again, he'll probably play nickelbacker. They're going to figure something out. Brandon McManus, Daniel Woolman, a kicker and punter. And who do I think is going to win this game? Honestly, the Packers win it pretty comfortably. 31-13. Yeah, there's your score. 31-13 Packers. Anyway, let's get to our first national game, of course. It's a big one for the home team. The Bucs are going to clinch their fourth straight NFC South title. With a win, they'll be able to do that today. Obviously, as Fox kicks off their somewhat okay doubleheader. I don't know. And, of course, the second game of these two teams' season series, of course, we do have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers looking to clinch the NFC South with a win here today against the Saints squad that obviously is in a lost season. With that said, though, the Saints obviously beat the Bucs here last year 23-13, so I'm no one to, again, say that the Saints can't win this game. Well, I am. But anyway, again, Saints have not played good football the past couple weeks. Obviously, getting pretty handily beaten by the Raiders, really in any way possible. 25-10, obviously, really, it was really just up front. Of course, they got shut out the week before. Only team to get shut out as well this year. Again, it's been a terrible year for the Saints. They've had, they went two wins, 7 losses, 3 out of their 4 wins, and then they've just went blah. Again, the Saints have had a rough year. For the Bucs, like I said, they've had their ups and downs as well. But of course, similar to last year, they went into the bye on a 4-game losing streak. I don't think it was 4 games last year though. Anyway, though, they broke that 4-game losing streak and went on a little bit of a winning streak before, obviously. Really stepping it up and, again, being able to, again, find a way to win the division, obviously, last year in Week 18. With a win here today, they'll be able to do the exact same thing and also get double-digit wins for the first time since 2021. Also the first time under Baker Mayfield, obviously, as well. You know, stupid thing. Same thing. Anyway, though, this game obviously being a first game of a doubleheader, also no America's Game of the Week this week. The games just really aren't warranted to that, especially, again, when you come to, again, actually who's announcing this. Anyway, 1 o'clock on Fox, the Fox Sports app, NFL Plus, again, will also be, I think you have to stream this one. Maybe Fox Sports, I'm not going to really, say that, though. Again, you're probably have to just, find that on your own, which I don't think it is anyway. Bucs obviously put up 50 against Saints, though, in the first matchup in a blowout, 51-27 win. That one was crazy back in Week 6. Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Rinaldi, Aaron Andrews, Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, there we go. Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi. So Fox is for number 1 team calling this game. Map-wise, it's going to be in red. You got most of the West Coast getting this one as well as really everything else. Also, what's important for this game is that, again, if the Bucs are able to win this one, they do have an opportunity to get the 3 seed if the Rams do lose in the late window. So they could go from maybe not even making the playoffs at one point to getting a 3 seed, which is actually pretty cool. Anyway, though, the weather in Tampa for this game is going to be 71 degrees, 6-mile-per-hour winds, most cloudy. Expect Baker to throw for a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns. Defensive Rattler, I mean, he's basically screwed. Alvin Kamara, please, for the heck of God, get out there. All you need is 50 yards to get to, I mean, that's going to be hard because you're going against the Bucs, but 50 yards to get to 1,000. Come on, bro. I mean, this probably is going to be his last opportunity. Like look at him. He's 29. Like, I don't really think he's an opportunity to get to 1,000. Anyway, Kenny Miller's out. Clyde O'Tiller is also there as well as Jamal Williams. MVS, Kevin Austin Jr. Again, this is just straight out of Madden. Juwan Johnson's questionable. Foss Moreau. Adam Brent is a fullback. O-line, I guess, is healthy. Defensively, yeah, they're freaking screwed. Blake Gruby, Matthew Hayball, kicker and punter. All right, for Tampa, Baker has 39 touchdowns. He needs 1 for 40. He needs 5 to pass Tom Brady for the Bucs record. Also, no, he's not going to have that many yards. Bucky Irving, obviously, the Bucs running back. And if he runs for like 400 yards, if he runs for 400 yards, he breaks Doug Martin's record. Probably more than that. Rashad White in the backfield, as well as, obviously, Mike Evans, Joe McMillan. Ryan Miller also there. Sterling Shepard's questionable. Kate Otton's doubtful, so Payne Durham will probably get in. O-line is healthy. Maybe they'll be out by the third quarter if the game goes as they'd like. Offensively, D-line's good to go. Edge rushers are both pretty healthy. I wouldn't say 100%. I've checked Barrett coming out of retirement to rejoin the team, obviously, after not playing all this year. Levante David, KJ Britt there, linebacker. Of course, Jamel Dean will be out, as well as Antoine Winfield Jr., so Josh Haynes and Kayvon Merriweather will be able to take some sort of heavy lifting. Mike Edwards, Zion McCollum, and obviously Tyke Smith there at linebacker. Wait, where's Jordan White? Oh, yeah, he's out. How did he get out? Oh yeah. Automobile accident. Well, why? I hope he's... Oh, God, what happened? Non-football injury list. What the heck? Jordan Whitehead accident. Significant injuries. What? Oh, okay. So he's cooked. All right. Well, Jordan, I hope you get healthy because that's really bad. Yeah. I don't know what the hell happened, but well, I hope you get healthy. I'll read into that. Anyway, though, Chase McLaughlin. Who the hell is that? Jack Browning? Is he related to Jake Browning? I'm going off top, but I don't really care. Jack Browning is Jake Browning's. What the hell, brother? Some of these Google searches are wild. Jake Browning siblings. That's not gonna be it. I don't even know, guys. I give up. All right, back to it. Yeah, Jack Browning's their punter, I guess now. Where's Shea Camarda? I don't even know what happened to him. He might be injured. He might got caught. I really don't care. All right, back to it. Who do I think's gonna win this game? Bucs are gonna win this one 45 to no, not 45. I said 45 yesterday. Let's say they win this one 42 to 7. No, 42 to 10. Bucs win this one 42 to 10. There's my final score. They clinch this out. All right, now let's get to our next game. That, of course, again, based on this result, really doesn't mean anything, but at least it should be somewhat entertaining. Neither one of these teams have swept each other since 2019. The Falcons obviously were able to do that season. Can they do that again? Obviously, they're going to need it if they want to make the playoffs. And game one, of course, of CBS is actually, for their second game, pretty interesting doubleheader. Of course, the Falcons are going to need to win this one to keep their playoff hopes alive against a Panthers squad that they didn't really expect to be playing in this type of game coming this one, in terms of especially with who their quarterback is. But nonetheless, that's the situation, obviously, as they beat them 30-20 back in Week 6. In that game, obviously, Kirk Cousins was their quarterback, so... Hey, it's obviously a little bit different. Panthers were a lot worse back then, obviously, with Andy Dalton at quarterback. Now with Bryce Young, they seem to be a little bit better, but maybe not after last week. Obviously, the Bucs blew the doors off of them 48-14. What was the game? That was really never that close at all. Anyway, though, Falcons on their side, obviously, coming off a heartbreaking loss against Commanders, 30-24 in OT. But like I said, if you go watch the recap in terms of takeaways from that one, it's not the end of the world considering this Falcons team being really in this sort of situation really wasn't expecting to be there. But hey, at the same time, they have a chance to make the playoffs here. Again, Michael Penix's third career start. See if he can throw his first ever home touchdown pass in this one as well. Obviously, they can also clinch their first winning record since, what season was it? Way back in 2017, so that's also up there as well. Anyway, though, like I said, they do need a win to make the playoffs, but again, in fact, if they do lose, they are, in fact, eliminated. All right, games at 1 o'clock on CBS, NFL Plus, and Paramount Plus will again be your streaming services for the first game of this doubleheader. In terms of the announcer, you got Ian Eagles, Charles Davis, Evan Washburn on the call for this game. In terms of the map for it, it's going to be in red, so again, a pretty good amount of the country. I don't even know if this is actually as much as the Bills game, but maybe, I think it's more. But it's still the national game anyway. Panthers starting lineup, of course, you got Bryce Young at quarterback. Andy Dalton, of course, is the backup. Raheem Blackshear. Miles Sanders, question. Mike Boone also there. Oh, yeah, also for Bryce Young, he has a chance to, again, throw for 15 touchdowns for the first time in his career. And if he's able to throw 3 in this one, I don't think he's thrown for 3 in a game this year, though. So, maybe not. No, wait, has he? He has not thrown for 3 touchdowns in a game. Did he throw for 3 last year in any game? He did? Yeah, he threw for 3 against the Lions. So, hey, it is possible. Bryce Young can throw 3 touchdowns. It's not out of the question. All right. Rasheem Blackshear, again, this is just a rough running back game. Obviously, Adam Thielen, their receiver, he's had a up and down year overall. Again, it's coming off his best game by far of the year. Xavier Guts questionable. Jalen Cook or David Moore also there. Tommy Tremble and Ja'Tavion Sanders are the tight ends. Ikem Ekwonu, Damian Harris, and of course, Damian Lewis, my bad, and Cade Mays across the O-line. Both the other 2 starters questionable. Asian Robinson's questionable. Shy Tuttle, LeBron Ray also there. Junior Cremedy, who's been a decent depth guy, could get out there. TJ Watt and Jadavion Clowney off the edge. Josie Jules out again. So Chandler Wooden or John Radigan, whoever they feel could start. Again, both those guys have played a little bit there. Jacob Windmon, again, will probably get the start, obviously, as well. Dita Johnson's out. Michael Jackson, Stacey Horn's out. Jaquel Farley also there. Xavier Woods, and obviously, I don't know, Shao Smith-Wade's on IR, I guess. That's an interesting place to put him. Obviously, Eddie Pinheiro, Johnny Ecker also there. Okay, ruled out was what they said on what it's called, DJ Johnson. All right, for the Falcons, Michael Penis, my bad, Penix Jr. there. Bijan Tyler Jr. in the backfield. Drake London, Darnell Mooney's questionable. Ray McLeod, Khalil Hodge at receiver. Has Bijan? He has, yeah, definitely. All right, never mind. I'm not gonna really get into that. Ray McLeod again, I guess. Kyle Pitts, tight end, Trey Warner also there. O-line is healthy. Defensively, does Madrid have a chance? No, he does not. All right. After that, though, I guess they're healthy. Riley Patterson, Bradley Pinion there, kicker and punter. Oh, yeah, Pro Bowl snub is Justin Bates. He should have made the Pro Bowl. How the hell did he not make the freaking Pro Bowl, guys? I think he did, though, right? Jesse Bates, Pro Bowl. He didn't make it? What the That's crazy. Justin Simmons definitely didn't make it either. That's actually crazy. Who the heck did they put in over him? Not. They've been in some really good safeties in the NFC, so I'm not going to get too worked up over that. But that's actually kind of crazy. All right. Who do I think is going to win this game? I'm going to go with the Falcons. I'll give them their winning season that they, of course, were aiming to get coming into this year. The score, I mean, you could probably pick that on your own time. I'm going to say they win this one, let's say like 25 to 16. Falcons are going to win this one 25 to 16. Now let's get, of course, to our first late window game that, again, could have some meaning, obviously, for the team not visiting. And now, and of course, our first of 5 games in the late window, of course, here in Week 18. We had the same type of format back in 2022, I think. Anyway, though, of course, the Chargers come in this one, already clinched a playoff spot, but, of course, in a spot where they had the 5 seed. I really do like that, though, the way that the NFL scheduled this game, where, of course, if the Steelers do lose, the Chargers can put their starters out, but, of course, if the Steelers do win, then the Chargers really aren't playing for anything in this game, and they don't have to actually play their starters, not knowing what happened in, of course, the other game. Obviously, that was, again, what happened in the Steelers game. Obviously, that was an issue 2 years ago when Justin Herbert got banged up in that game back in Week 18. Also, someone else got injured. Well, if Brandon Staley also would have known that before the game, that the game was meaningless too. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but again, it also was a little bit more weird with that. So I do like that the NFL kind of tried to avoid it. So at least, at the very least, Chargers are going to be coming in as a whole team going into, of course, that wild card game next week. Anyway, though, the Golden Bay Raiders team, of course, they handled pretty well back in the first game of the season, actually. It's been that long ago. 22-10, obviously, when Alexander Madison, again, who's not going to be playing this game, we'll get to him in a second, had a pretty long touchdown, which is really the Raiders' only offense. Not pretty long. It was like 30-something yards, 32 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, though, for the Raiders, of course, it's been a bad season overall, but, of course, they won back-to-back games, which, of course, has blown up their draft pick order. But anyway, they're probably going to be trading someone for some sort of pick in the draft, so it's probably not going to matter, but maybe they try to, play a tough game here at the end of the season, not only avoid a sweep, but also, again, the Chargers, the Steelers do, in fact, win. The Chargers, are resting their starters, and the Raiders could win. So this is definitely a gamble in terms of who's going to pick, but again, if you're going to really think about it, again, it really depends on who you have in that Bengals-Steelers game. Again, if you do have the Steelers, you probably think that, again, the Raiders might actually win this one, but again, on the other flip, again, it would probably be the Chargers, so I'm going to, of course, get to that in a minute. But anyway, these 2 teams played last year, obviously. I think it was in week... Oh, yeah, that was the game that Brandon Staley got fired. I think it was like 63-21. It was an insane game. Anyway, though, of course, this game will be at 4:25 on CBS, NFL Plus, and Paramount Plus. Also, I mind you, again, if the Steelers did in fact lose last night, that the Chargers, with a win, would clinch the 5 seed and have a very, very good opportunity to win their first playoff game since 2018. First, also under Justin Herbert, and they had a very good opportunity 2 years ago, but obviously 27-0 happened, so they didn't actually win that one. So, very good opportunity next week, to obviously, again, if they're able to play the Texans, win that one again also. Probably have to go on a tough game, obviously, in the divisional round, but that's for a different day. Anyway, though, announcing this game will be Kevin Carlin, Trent Green, Melanie Collins, Sports US Radio of Larry Conn and Ron Rivera. In terms of the map for it, it's not really much country at all, but again, if you're interested, some of the countries in this game, I would like to say that Houston should be getting this game as well, but that's just me. In terms of, again, starting lineup, Justin Herbert is still out there. He's a chance to go through the whole season only throwing 3 interceptions. That would be the lowest sense, obviously. Aaron Rodgers has the NFL record back in 2018 where he only threw 2. Again, this isn't a full season, too. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards is out, so Hassan Haskins obviously will get more carries. Lavin Conkey has gone for 1,000 yards. He has been very good. He's their entire receiving core, let's be honest there. I'd like to see Quentin Johnson make more plays. Joshua Palmer's out again for this one. So G.J. Shark, maybe he'll catch a bomb. Will this leave Stone Smart at tight end? Scott Malix, fullback. O-line is healthy. Defensively, Morgan Fox, Odio Agnew, and Puna Ford across the D-line. Joey Bosa, coming back off the edge. Troy Dye could be in the start, of course, with Denville Perriman doubtful. Dan Henley, again, has had a phenomenal season as well. Secondary is good to go, obviously, with Tariq still and Kim Hart there. Derwin James being back is huge. Tony Jefferson scares me, but, I mean, there's worse guys starting. Obviously, Aloy Gilman won't be playing, but there's a good chance he'll be back next week, which would be huge. Sir Taylor in the slot, Digger the kicker, J.K. Scott there, kicking punter. And, of course, down when we look at the other side. Oh, I guess. Okay. Anyway, though, now we go over to the Raiders if I can find them. There we go. They, of course, have Aiden O'Connell at quarterback. Desmond Ritter's the back. Amir Abdul is out, so Alexander Madison, Chris Collier there in the backfield. No, I messed that up. Whatever. Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, Terrence Farmers Jr. Brock Bowers had a chance to extend those 2 records that, of course, he was able to set last week. He's 3rd in the league in receptions, which is just crazy. O-line's good to go. Defensively, they're there. Daniel Carlson, 80 call kicker and punter. And, of course, who do I think is going to win this game? So, obviously, like I said, if the Steelers do win, if they did win last night, the Chargers have absolutely nothing to play for in this one. But at the same time, if they don't win, which, again, I did predict, I'm going to say that they do have something to play for, obviously, and again, this 5 seed. So I'm going to say the Chargers do win this one. Again, either way, I think it'll be actually somewhat of a close game. I'm going to say they win this one 24-17, and the Raiders' offense actually does move the football somewhat well. Anyway, let's get to our next 2 games, which aren't really the most meaningful, but maybe they're exciting. And again, like I said, this game actually really doesn't mean anything, at all. But anyway, of course, the Niners and Cardinals in a game that I think, we thought at the beginning of the year could have meant something, of course, now means nothing, and it's really surprising, obviously, for the Niners. But, of course, they're coming to this game having lost 6 out of the last 7 after, again, beating the Bucs back in Week 10. What was the final score? 23-20, I think. Obviously, since then, of course, they've had a lot of injuries this year, but offensively, they've just really not been too great. Again, a lot of injuries there. And defensively, I mean, they've had injuries as well. But, again, that's not really an excuse. The Niners just haven't been a good team this year. Of course, last week, losing their 10th game of the season to the Lions, again, 40-34. Brock Purdy obviously got a little bit injured. I don't know if he's playing in this one. He's not. All right. So, yeah. We got a good game in this one. Cardinals, of course, they got nothing to play for, obviously, in this one. But last week they had a chance to knock off the Rams, but they were not able to do so as, again, Trey McBride had a ball bounce off his helmet right into the arms of, leaping arms of course, Kel Witherspoon. Hats off to you, bro. Obviously, as the Cardinals ended up, again, losing that one as well. Again, they've lost, 4 of the last 5 since that 6-4 off the bye week. So both these teams have struggled since in this back half of the season. But anyway, Cardinals can obviously salvage it somewhat with a win here. I don't know. 4:25 though on Fox Sports app, and as well as NFL Plus. Obviously, these 2 teams played back in Week 5. The Cardinals came back and they won with a 24-23 win. Part of the reason the Niners haven't been good this year. All right. Announced you got Chris Myers, Mark Scherth, and Jen Hill. So again, it's Fox is 6 or 17, not the greatest. Anyway, though, again, it doesn't have much coverage. You got most of Arizona, and then San Francisco Bay Area, that thing. Niners starting lineup. Brock Purdy's out. You're gonna be seeing Josh Jacobs get out there. That's awesome. Brandon Allen should be the backup, but I guess he's just not doing it. I guess. Isaac Grunwald, again, it's not really his fault that he's the starter. Again, he's the 4th-string back, but he's doing a good job. Probably Trailer, obviously, also there. Deebo Samuel's out. Jawan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and Jacob Pellman also there. Jawan Jennings, if I'm not mistaken, does have a chance to get to 1,000 yards. As he does, that'll be very good in terms of, again, boosting his free agency stock there. George Kittle's questionable. Eric Sauber, Braden Willis probably will get out there. Kyle Juszczyk, force fullback. Spencer Burford's out. Charlie Heck will be starting. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Jake Brendel, Dominic Pooney, who's been very good as a rookie as a run blocker. Go check the PFF grade. Anyway, though, actually, on film, he's also looked pretty good. Austin Pleasant, I guess we'll get in the start. Cole Maverick is questionable again if he can't go. Defensively, Nick Bosa has a chance to 10 sacks. That'll be very good for him. DFF is doubtful. Jalen Graham behind him. Obviously, Fred Warner, D. Winter's also there. Rest of the D-line's good to go. Defensive, secondary-wise, Tolono Fungo would really like a big game here. Mike Mustafa probably be the starter next year anyway. Tajan Gibson Sr. kind of forgot he was on the team. Jair Brown's questionable, so maybe he'll get out there. Travaris Ward, Renardo Green, of course, De'Amon Rodolari is out. So you'll probably see Rocky Yassin investigate, considering Isaac Gadon has not played well and also is questionable. Jake Moody, Pat O'Donnell there, kicker and punter. All right, Brock Purdy finishes the season with numbers. Yeah, very similar to Jimmy Garoppolo a couple years ago, who we'll get to in a second. Cardinals, though, obviously, Kyle Kyler quarterback, he'd like to have a better game. I mean, his numbers this year have been really just not impressive. Again, rushing 2. Clayton Tune, of course, the back. Oh, yeah, also had Kyler 50-yard rushing touchdown, longest of his career, back in Week 5 as well. Michael Carter, DJ Dallas in the backfield. James Conner, obviously, after the rest of the year, but he still got over 1,000. Was pretty similar to last year. Marvin Harrison Jr., Greg George, Zay Jones, of course, Michael Wilson's also questionable. Marvin Harrison Jr., if he does a massive game, which I don't expect to happen, but you never know, could obviously put 1,000 yards. Trey McBride at tight end, getting his first touchdown. And like 95 catches or something like that this year. Ridiculous. Jackson Burns out. Kelvin Beachum is going to play in some form. Of course, the rest of the O-line basically is not healthy, but whatever. Defensively, yeah, they're around. I mean, their entire, I'll say probably Zaven Collins. I don't even know if he'll be here. Zaven Collins, again, has been interesting. He's obviously a very versatile player, but I'd say Zaven Collins, maybe Mac Wilson, definitely Kaiser White, though. Maybe Baron Browning in this front 7 will be getting significant snaps next year. They're going to really move around the steal. Maybe Daquan Jones, too. I don't know. In terms of the secondary, though, Sean Merville definitely be around. Starting Thomas, maybe he's been pretty decent. Garrett Williams is definitely be their starting nickel backer. Both starting safeties they've been around here a while. Chad Riley, Michael Pollard are kicker and punter. And for Langston with this completely meaningless game, I'm going to say the Cardinals do because, I mean, I don't really see Josh Dobbs doing too much in this one. You know what? This game should actually be a little bit more fun than you might have thought. 34-28 Cardinals, no overtime. Just, yeah, that's the score. You know what? Screw it. 34-28 Cardinals in overtime. This game should be fun. All right, now let's get to the Rams game. And a little bit similar to last year, of course, the Rams do have the NFC West locked up, which means this game doesn't mean that much, but it still does mean something, depending on what, of course, happened in the later window. Obviously, the Rams are kind of playing a game where they're resting some guys and not resting some other guys. I don't know. Obviously, the Seahawks don't have anything to play for, considering, again, they got eliminated last week. But if you say no to that, I mean, if you say that they don't, I mean, you're just wrong, because they're going to want to, they're pissed off that, of course, they didn't make the playoffs, considering this game actually probably should have been for the division, if we really think about it. But obviously, that does not come to the case. Of course, the Rams do have the tiebreaker of the Seahawks. But for Seattle, they, of course, with a win, would, get to 10 wins for the first time, like I said, since 2020. Outside of that, for the Seahawks, though, obviously they don't want to get swept by the Rams for a second consecutive year, of course. They have not, of course, they did obviously make the playoffs off of a Rams, beating the Rams a couple years ago, too. So that's good to mention. And, of course, last week, the Seahawks, they played awful against the Bears, but still won 6-3. Rams, again, were able to clinch the division in a wild game against Cardinals last week. Not really wild, it kind of sucked. But obviously, the Rams offensively were not good, but they probably won't be good this week either. Obviously, though, the Rams were able to get they're really the only reason they're, again, be able to clinch the division. What was that, 26-20, Demarcus Robinson, 39-yard overtime touchdown. Obviously, again, give them the first win, obviously, in these two team series here. Anyway, this game will be at 4:25 on Fox Sports app, and NFL Plus. But again, the big reason this game is important for the Rams because, of course, like I said, if the Bucs do win in the early window, they do have the tiebreaker of the Rams, which means the Rams would need to be, again, a game above them in terms of the record-wise to stay as that 3 seed. Again, depending on what they want, I mean, they can do whatever they want. I wouldn't be mad if they're the 4 or the 5 seed either. Unless somehow, like, the freaking, I don't even know. No, it won't even be possible. All right. Announcing this, of course, will be Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Megan Olivi, so Fox is like 4th or 5th team there. Map-wise, it's in blue, so slightly more than, of course, the meaningless Cardinals and Niners game, so still a decent amount of country overall. And for Seattle starting lineup, Geno Smith's going to look to, 3 touchdowns maybe. That would be something. I don't know if he's done that this year. Zach Charbonnet, Kenny McIntosh in the backfield, K9 after the rest of the year. Obviously, DK JSN, who I think already has 1,000 yards. I'd say he does. As well as Tyler Lockett, their receiver. Noah Fant, Pharaoh Brown at tight end. Aaron Lucas is out. Michael Jarrell there as well. Rest of the O-line, I guess, is healthy. Again, I can't pronounce either of these guys' names. I will say the center's decent, but I've never heard of this dude. Christian Haynes obviously did not do a good job the past couple weeks, so that's why he's a backup. Andy Bradford will be starting to get into his healthy, though. Defensively, Leonard Williams can probably go off considering he's pissed off. Well, again, he didn't go to the Pro Bowl, which, again, I give him his right. That was pretty bad. Derek Hall, Boyum off at the edge, obviously. Draymond Jones and Uchenna Nwosu are also there. Uchenna Nwosu has not been healthy at all this year. Tyrese Knight, Ernest Jones there, defensive tackle. Yeah, like, not at all. Secondary-wise, Josh Jobs is out. Trey Brown will start, obviously, with Reek Wallen and Julian Love, as well as Devin Witherspoon, Kobe Bryant there at safety. Again, this is definitely compromised. Rayshon Jenkins can't cover that. That's why he's not starting. Jason Myers, Michael Dixon there, kicker and punter. And for the Rams, which I'm probably going to go over for a little bit. What the hell is this? I don't understand what this is. Anyway, though, for the Rams, Kyron's not playing. Puka, Cooper Kupp, that Connor Williams in the backfield. Blake Gorman's getting the start. Jim Maggi, let's go! He's getting the start. Obviously, again, I guess it's not good considering he got suspended the first 2 games of the Rams backup. Again, obviously for the PEDs. But of course, last year he was horrible. 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions in whatever amount of games. 2022, he was really, again, in terms of the interception total, he was really good before. Of course, he's like snapped his foot in half. And of course, 2021, he played basically the full season again, his last full season. Basically the same numbers Brock Purdy put up this year. Obviously won the Super Bowl back in 2019, though. Jim Maggi, he's our backup. Let's go. He'll get the start, though. I would have liked to see Stetson Bennett out there, but guys, it's Jim A.G. Like, let's go. Anyway, though, Ronnie River and Cody Schrader getting carries would be interesting too. DeMarcus Robinson will be getting a lot of targets. Again, this is literally the Rams receiving core for like the first what was it, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks of the season. Cooper Kupp obviously is ending the season on a pretty disappointing note. His career low in receiving yards. I think, yeah, right. No, because 2018 he got injured. Anyway, though. In 12 games, similar to last year, but also like it was basically like 11 games, not 10 for last year. Basically very similar numbers overall. Again, a lot more catches, a lot less explosive, not as many. What is it called? I wouldn't say explosive plays, not as much separation. I argue probably the worst year of his career. But again, since that record-breaking season, again, he's been injured every single year, but he's gone down, down, and down in receiving yards. So yeah, Cooper Kupp, yeah, not a great year. Anyway, though, Puka's also out, which he should have been in the Pro Bowl, guys. Like, what the hell? He put up freaking 1,000 yards in freaking 11 games. Like, this is like literally what Justin Jefferson did last year. I don't know. I do not understand that. Puka's a freaking beast, though. Wait, how old is he, too? Yeah, he's 23. Like, what the heck? Anyway, though. Juju Owl, Jordan Whittington will be getting a lot of targets. They might also be getting a lot of targets in the playoff, too, depending on what happens. Tyler Higbee, yeah, he should be out there. That makes sense. He needs to keep ramping it up. Colby Parkinson will definitely get in there in the second half. They're keeping Kevin Dotson out, or Johnson out too. A.J. Arcuri, of course, we saw him back in week 1. He really did struggle. Justin Gedich, he wasn't terrible when he played. Siva Vila, of course, Bowman Limmer, again, both young guys. I'd like to see them play, obviously. Rob Havenstein's out. Joe Noteboom will get a start. He has been horrible since he's come back from the injury list, but I don't know. Maybe he'll play better in this one. Defensively, I guess they're keeping their complete starters out there. I'm still pissed Kobe Durant isn't out there, but, like, what are we going to do about it? He's, again, like I said, he's arguably the most talented player on this defense. Like, obviously, you got a guy like a freaking Jared Verse, too. But, like, he's arguably the most talented player on this defense. Of course, the D-line, I guess everyone's starting, so I'm not confused there. But whatever. Josh McCarty, Ethan Evans, Derek Kicker, and punter. And for what I think is going to win this big game with the Rams and Seahawks, not really a big game. I'm going to say the Rams do pull off the upset in some way. I'll say they win this one 20-17. I think they're going to control the clock and run the ball pretty well. But, of course, Seahawks, again, absolutely should be able to win this one. But, again, considering on my last prediction, I think the Rams are actually going to need to win this one. So, obviously, the Rams win this one 20-17. Should be a pretty close game overall. Maybe the Seahawks blow them out. That'd be funny, too. Anyway, though, that's all I got for you guys in this one. Now let's get to our last 3 games, which, of course, all have some sort of meaning. When Jonathan Taylor forgot that ball back in Week 15, the Broncos looked like they were so close to doing it. Since, obviously, 2016, they have not made the playoffs. They've had a losing record every season. Again, this is the only exception. But, of course, the past 2 weeks, they've had to get a chance to make the playoffs. Is the third time the charm? Well, Carson Wentz has something to say about it. And, of course, probably the biggest win-and-in game, of course, of the day. We do have the Denver Broncos and Kansas City Chiefs, obviously, in a big game. Not for the Chiefs, but for the Broncos, obviously. As if they do win this game, they do clinch a playoff spot. Pretty simple. They will be the 7th seed, though, and they'll be heading to Buffalo, so that's not good. But if they don't win, well, the next game does matter. So, yes. Depending on how the Bengals, the Broncos obviously could be in an even situation where if the Dolphins just simply lose, they don't even need to win this game. But let's be honest, it's probably not happening. So it's winning in here for the Broncos. Of course, if they are able to win, they clinch the 7th seed. Pretty simple. Also, wait, they even played the Steelers. They lost the Steelers like 13-6. So yeah, they're stuck in the 7th seed if they win. All right. Anyway, of course, they're 9-7. They've lost back-to-back games. Obviously, the Chargers on Thursday Night Football back in Week 16 after that huge win against the Colts, 31-13 back in Week 15. But, of course, last week, insane game. Offensively shut down an OT, though, after, of course, that Bo Nix Hail Mary 4th and 1 heave to, of course, for 25 yards to Marvin Mims Jr. That crazy play, obviously. To send the game to OT, but, of course, they didn't do anything. They didn't go for the 2-point conversion and all that. But, of course, now they just have to win this one. So, I guess that's good. But, of course, yeah, that was really tough there. Anyway, though, they need to win this one. Chiefs coming up 15-1. They could be the first 16-1 team ever, I guess. I don't know. But, of course, they probably want to lose this one because they want to, break the one-loss curse, considering the last team to win the Super Bowl with a 15-1 record or one-loss win record was obviously, the 85 Bears. So, yeah, more likely than that, the Chiefs are going to want to lose this one, but maybe Carson Wentz has something else to say about it. Obviously, though, the Chiefs are coming off a blowout win over the Steelers like a month ago, I think. I don't remember. They played on Christmas. Christmas feels like so long, like 9 days ago. Obviously, though, for the Chiefs, they're resting their starters, which we'll get to in a second. But anyway, again, they blew the Steelers last week, 29-10 on Christmas. Of course, yeah, they clinched the 1 seed, as you can see. They're the 1 seed. Yeah, we're always that good. But of course, yeah, they beat the Broncos obviously in insane fashion, 16-14 back in Week 10. That was an insane game. Of course, Chiefs have actually been playing better football as of late, so maybe it won't see something obviously. Anyway, though, this game obviously will be in front of the whole country. 425 on CBS, NFL Plus, Paramount Plus will be the ways you guys can stream this game. Announcing it will be Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, ESPN will have Steve Levy and Harry Douglas on the call. Again, there's like 2 or 3 ways this game can go as well. Yeah, the whole country. Weather in Denver, cold, 29 degrees, mostly sunny. Yeah, that's nice. All right, for the Chiefs, Mahomes is not playing. He's just straight up not. Like, he's not going to be playing until 2 weeks from Saturday. So, yeah. No, wait. A week from next Saturday. So, well, no, 2 weeks from yesterday. There we go. So, like, when was that? That's like freaking 3 weeks. Holy crap. That's like more than 3 weeks, too. Carson Wentz obviously will be getting the start. He won a game for the Rams last year. Of course, clinched them the 6th seed, where, of course, tough loss. But, of course, he did throw 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 163 yards, something like that. Also had 56 rushing yards, 17 carries. Obviously, a huge touchdown there, and again, send the Rams win. So, he does have experience winning games for teams that have already clinched the playoffs. Of course, in the years prior, again, 2021, he blew the game for the Colts. Obviously, a playoff spot there. Again, in that loss to the Jags. Obviously, 2022, he was pretty bad, too. So, yeah, he's been inconsistent, obviously, in his career with this. But, of course, last year, he did pull through with the Rams backups and, of course, got them that 6th seed. So, don't say he doesn't have experience there. Isaiah Pacheco will be out. Kareem Hunt is resting as well. So, Samaje Perine and Carson Steele will be the guys back. But, of course, Carson Steele, if I'm not mistaken, did get a couple starts there early in the season. Obviously, when Isaiah Pacheco was injured and Kareem Hunt really didn't start getting integrated in this offense yet. Xavier Worthy, obviously, as well as DeAndre Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Justin Watson, Juju will get out there. But I wouldn't say a guy like D-Hop's going to be out there too much. Travis Kelce's not playing, no great tight end. O-line wise, Mike Calidio, yeah, that's who they got there. Jawan Taylor's not playing. Ethan Driscoll will get in there. G.J. Humphrey's also there. The rest of the O-line's healthy. Defensively, they're resting Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, Drew Tranquill, Nick Bolton, Trent McDuffie, Justin Reed. Basically, their most important players. Leo Chanel's going to start, though. Cam Jones will get out there. FAU, Micus will definitely get out there a lot, as well as, of course, Charles Omenihu. Mike Daniel, don't expect to be in there more than the first half. Tershawn Warren, Derek Nani, Mike Pennell, obviously there as well. Brian Cook, obviously Joshua Williams, Shamari Connor there as well. Harrison Butker, kicker, the punt god, Matt Riser at punter. Also, it's worth to note, guys, even though the Chiefs do have some important guys like Joe Tooney starting, they have a bye week, so it's like they're going to get their rest. They don't need like 4 weeks to rest unless they actually really get injured. For the Broncos, Bo Nix, obviously quarterback. Joe McLaughlin, Audric Estime on the back end, as well as Javonte Williams and Blake Watson. Yeah, Javonte Williams has really fallen. Jesus, it's been rough. Anyway, though, Corlton, Devon Vele, Marvin Mims Jr., receiver. Troy Franklin's also there. Troutman's a tight end. Lucas Kroll's the backup. Michael Bart at fullback. O-line is basically as healthy as they'll ever be. Garrett Bowles having the best year of his career. And don't act like he hasn't had some other good years. Zach Allen's been arguably the best interior defensive lineman in the league. He actually probably has been. TJ Jones, John Franklin is also there across the D-line. Obviously, Zach Allen's just a freaking beast. Justin Stray, Nick Benito, Cody Barn, of course, Jonathan Cooper off the edge. Nick Benito, if I'm not mistaken, does have a chance to, get the 13 sacks this year, which would be big for him. Pat Surtain, Riley Moss, again, got picked on a lot last week. Jaquan McMillan, obviously coming off the worst game of his season. Peter Locke and Brandon Jones, both, of course, at safety. Will Lutz is the kicker. Riley Dixon is the punter. And now, again, this is probably the biggest prediction of the day. Who do I think do I think the Broncos are going to shut everyone out and make the playoffs? Hell no. Go Chiefs, bro. Honestly, I think this is actually going to happen. And I get the Broncos are huge favorites, so this will probably be a blowout. I just got this feeling, though. I actually do. Like, I really think that the Chiefs are going to somehow pull this one off. And I'm going to say they win this one 21-20, just like the Carson Wentz did for the Rams last year against the Niners. I expect this game to be wild, like crazy game. Makes extra point or something at the end. That would be funny. But yes, I do in fact think that the Broncos are going to blow it in this one. I really do think so. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be some great end of the season stuff. Obviously, we have 2 big games to go through as well. Well, really only 1. But still, let's get to our last 2 games. One of them, again, really dependent on what I said here. So let's get to that. I'd like to remind you guys that the Dolphins were in a very similar situation like this 2 years ago. It went in their favor, so maybe this one does too. We got a very bizarre type of lineup for Fox this week, so I guess this is their featured game in the late window. I don't know. And also, hopefully, judging by the injury Fox music, you guys can infer that Tua's not playing in this game, which again is the case. Of course, as the Dolphins head into MetLife looking to win with Snoop Huntley and keep their playoff hopes alive. Obviously, they're in 8-8. This has been a season that has been pretty sloppy and really disappointing overall. But hey, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. Obviously, again, if the Broncos actually do lose that game, they would be in line again if they're able to win this one to make the playoffs. Obviously, last week they kept those playoff hopes alive though with a 20-3 defensively minded win over the Browns. Obviously, that game wasn't very pretty at all, but hey, again, they got the W. That's all that matters. Jets, on the other hand, of course, have had a monsterly bad season this year. Of course, offensively, they have been got off of the past 2 weeks after, obviously, scoring 30-something against the Jags, something like that. Obviously, though, they got swept by the Bills last week, again, with that 40-14 loss. Also, when Aaron Rodgers was on the field, they didn't score a single point. Worst game of his really, honestly, of his career. 120 yards, 2 or more interceptions for the first time ever. Also, again, the Jets do have a shot, I guess, getting top 5 pick. Maybe they don't. I don't know. They're going to want to win this one. But like I said, the Dolphins, with a win in this game, again, depending on this Broncos game, would get into the playoffs. Again, the Broncos do, in fact, lose. So keep that in mind there. Anyway, though, these two teams, of course, played back in, what was it, week 14? Of course, Aaron Rodgers' last game, only game this season, only game since 2021. He threw for over 300 yards in a 32-26 unfortunate overtime loss. Anyway, though, this game will be at 4:25 on Fox. The Fox Sports app, NFL Plus, are going to be your streaming services for this game. I'm going to call this Fox's second game. I'm not going to call it, like, America's Game of the Week, because it just really isn't, let's be honest there. But, hey, I mean, I guess you call it if you really want to. Joe Davis, Greg Olsen, Pam Oliver on the call. Commies Media Radio will have Chris Carriona and Brian Boldinger on the call as well, so I guess. Oh, yeah, also potentially Aaron Rodgers' last game of his career as well, which is kind of yeah, the thing. Map-wise, most country, again, it's in a red game, kind of blacked out here, but whatever. Weather for this game, 35 degrees, 11 mile per hour wind, also partly cloudy, so again, it could be worse. Miami starting lineup, Tua's not going to play, so Tyler Huntley again, and Skylar Thompson, maybe he'll have to get it even. Devon Achane or Raheem Mostert back, so I think Devon Achane is on track to 1,000 yards. No, he's not as a running back. Definitely overall, though. Tyreek Hill, Joe Watt are both questionable, again, excuse me. Malik Washington, River Craig, Eric Azukuma there as well. Diaz Ridge is questionable. Jonnu Smith, Julian Hill, and Malik Washington just really hasn't done too much this year. Oh, whatever. Wait. How many catches? Oh, only 22. That's what I thought. Alvin Gold, fullback. Teron Arms is questionable. Patrick Paul behind him. Rest of the O-line, I guess, Celtic Jackson Carmen, of course, could get out there, which is just not good. Zach Sealer, Benito Jones, Calais Campbell's questionable. Deshaun Hand also there. Emmanuel Ogba, Chop Robinson, who's actually had a pretty good year overall. And, of course, Amel Kamara there off the edge. With, what is it called? Anthony Walker Jr. being out. Tyler Dotson and Jordan Brooks are also there. Storm Duck and Jalen Ramsey corner, Willis Kidder Coe. Javon Holland's question, Patrick Morris behind him, as well as Jordan Poyer. Jason Sanders, Jake Bailey at kicker and punter there. All right, now, of course, we look at the Jets. There we go. If it loads, there we go, yeah. Aaron Rodgers, Tyrod Taylor, of course, is the backup again. Aaron Rodgers, this could potentially be the last game of his career, so, I mean, I guess enjoy again if you're going to watch it. Breece Hall, Brown Allen there, of course, a running back. Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, receiver, as well as Xavier Gibson. You got Tyler Conklin questionable, as well as Jeremy Rucker and Kenny Yeboah. O-line wise, Elijah Fair, Tucker, Morgan Moses are both questionable. Wes Schweitzer, Carter Warren, of course, are the backups. Defensively, Will McDonald, Javon, Ken Solomon Thomas could be out there. Obviously, Quinn Williams still being injured. Hassan Reddick also there off the edge. Michael Clemens, Eric Watts might even get in. Of course, former UConn right there. All right, defensively, outside of that though, yeah. Greg Joseph, Thomas Morstead there, kicker and punter. Also, I think DJ Reed's a free agent, so maybe if he gets pick 6 or something, that will help his case. All right, who do I think will win this game? I think the Jets will at least make it somewhat close. I don't even know what. Yeah, let's just straight up even. I'm going to say the Dolphins win it, though. If you don't remember, 2 years ago, the Dolphins in Week 18 did, in fact, get a situation where, again, it was much more favorable for them considering they needed the Patriots to lose. The Patriots had to go to Buffalo right after, obviously, they very tragic incident, obviously, with DeMar Hamlin and everything. So, the Bills went on 35-23, and all the Dolphins needed to do, again, I get it was with Mike White. Not Mike White. It was with, who was it with? Who did they even have a quarterback that game? Let me think. It was, Skylar Thompson. They needed Skylar Thompson, the rookie quarterback back then, to beat the Jets to make the playoffs. Mind you, they actually played pretty well against the Bills, losing only 34-31. And again, I think the Bills were favored by like 2 touchdowns or something. They won that one 11-6. So, again, I'm going to give you guys another goofy-ass score for the Dolphins to win in this one. Let's say they win this one 12-8. 12-8 Dolphins final score. Yeah, what an ugly one. All right, and if that playoff, the way I think this is gonna play out upholds, well, freaking Dolphins are playing the Bills in the playoffs again. I don't know. I just got a feeling about it. Anyway, though, let's obviously get to the game that you guys are all waiting for. If anyone told me at the beginning of the year the Vikings were going to be playing for the #1 seed in Week 18 with both these teams having 14 wins, yeah, you're going to a psychiatric hospital, guys. But oh god. And game 2 272 this year is probably about as good as you could ever write it, as, of course, the Minnesota Vikings and Lions are not only playing for the NFC North, but, of course, the #1 team in the conference, and the first ever team to win 14 games and be a wildcard team. If you don't remember, the 5 seed back in, I don't even know, it was like 1990-something. The Titans were 13-3 were a wildcard team, so don't tell me that there hasn't been a team that's been really good as a wildcard. But, of course, there's never been something this crazy. Again, you think if you win 14 games, you'd be the 1 seed any year? Like, any year. You don't even need... Again, there's been years where you freaking need to win 11 games. Like I said, the Raiders get the 1 seed. Mind you, 15. That's, like, insane. And just for the division, obviously the first time ever there'll be, of course, a 5 seed win, first wildcard team to have 14 wins. Also, the first time ever there's been 2 teams, obviously, in the same division win 14 or more games. So, this game is just simply unprecedented. There's no way around it. But, obviously... both these teams have had different paths getting here. Of course, the Vikings' path was starting out 5-0 and looking really surprising after the first 5 weeks. Defensively, they were forcing a bunch of turnovers. Offensively, Sam Darnold was having an insane start. MVP candidate those first couple weeks. Then, of course, they hit a rough patch, losing this Lions team that, of course, is a lot different now. But, of course, they lost them, I won't say in a heartbreaking fashion, but in a close game, obviously. Then, on a short week, they lost the Rams, and again, a controversial call, I guess, with that face mask. But since then, they haven't lost. They've actually won 9 straight games, 1 away from tying the franchise record, of course, double digits as well at 10 straight. Again, they did that back in 1975. But if they want to be able to do that, Sam Darnold's got to continue to play well. Of course, he's had an insane season. Again, also simply unprecedented by him. Obviously, though, last week they were able to beat the Packers, again, to sweep them as well. Again, the Vikings have been just utterly, I wouldn't say dominant, but very, very good this season. Lions on the other side, they, of course, beat the Rams in overtime, that wildcard rematch back in week 1. Dave Montgomery led the way, obviously, in that one. I'm going to get to that. There we go. Also, obviously, they played in week, what was it? Week 2, yeah, they lost to the Bucs 20-16. Still don't know how they lost that one. And, of course, they won 11 straight. Yeah, 11 straight to get to 12-1. They ended up losing to the, what is called Bills. And again, because that defense was so injured, obviously they lost Aiden Hutchinson in week 2. No, not week 2. Week 6 against the Cowboys, in which they beat 47-9. They've had some big time blowouts, obviously, this year. But again, a lot of defensive injuries. That's been the hell highline for them in recent. Again, people are doubting them. But guys, this offense has just been insane this season. Like, almost as good as the Bills have been, again, lately as well. So, Lions offense is really the steady motion of this team. And that's what's going to keep this team afloat, in my opinion. Obviously, the defense, though, still going to have to make some big plays if this team was going to want to get to where they want to be. Obviously, also Aiden Hutchinson returning again if they're able to get there. Anyway, though, obviously the Lions last week were able to beat the Niners again in a meaningless game. So, let's get over that. Anyway, though, like I said, these two teams played back in week 6. Again, week 7. Yeah, there we go. It didn't really matter at the time, obviously, because the Lions, at least now, obviously, because winner of this game, obviously, gets the 1 seed. And also, if they do tie, the Lions get the 1 seed. So, yeah. Obviously, both these teams desperately need buys, too. Just keeping that in mind, too. Of course, of course, you're going to see the end thing. But, of course, you guys saw these two teams play last year. Here again, as they do every year. But in that game, the Lions won 30-20. All right, back to it. This game, of course, will be 8:20 on NBC, Universo, NBC Sports app, Peacock. That's going to have the whole entire playoff breakdown after, again, on the Sunday Night Football final post game. NFL Plus as well. And, yeah, Football in America starts at 7 as always, giving you guys updates on all the happenings around the league. All right. Outside of that, though, announcing it, obviously, Mike Tirico, Chris Collins, and Melissa Stark, Universo, Miguel Gurwitz, Ronaldo Cantu, Aaron Figueroa, West one of Ryan Radjic, and Mike Golick. The Vikings starting lineup goes as this. Sam Darnold, of course, your quarterback. If this can load, that would be nice. I'm just going to have to guess wait. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to wait. All right, there we go. Sam Darnold, of course, quarterback. You got Aaron Jones as the backup. With, of course, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor there. TJ Hawkins, Josh Oliver, tight end, CJ M at fullback. O-line is healthy. Defensively, again, we're not really because Darius does out for the year, but you get the point. They traded for Cam Robinson, so it's healthy as it is. Jerry Tillery, Harrison Phillips, and obviously Jonathan Ballard across the D-line with Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner off the edge. Pat Jones is out. Bro Richard, what a name. He could get out there, probably not. I've made Junior Blake Ashman a linebacker. Secondary is healthy. Will Reichard, Ryan Wright, kicker and punter. For the Lions, defensively, they're the opposite of healthy. Obviously, though, they got Jared Goff, quarterback, looking to throw 40 touchdowns. If he has a 4-touchdown game, it is possible for him to do that first time in his career. Jameer Gibbs, Craig Reynolds is questionable. Sione Vaki, obviously, the backup. Dave Montgomery, no, I don't think, yeah, he's out for this game. No update on his return, obviously. Amon-Ra, Jameson Winston, Patrick receiver, Allen Robinson also there. If Jameis Winston, in fact, is a decent game, he will get over 1,000 yards. Sam Laporta, Brock Wright at tight end. Offensive line is healthy. Defensively is Darius Smith, Josh Paschal, Pat O'Connor, and, of course, Quantum Heaven off the edge. Le'Veon Uzurke, and, of course, or Onzurike, there we go. DJ Reader, of course, the defensive tackle. Trevor Noahs, Zeke Turner, both not starters. Malcolm Reguys, and, of course, What is it called? Alexander Anzalone would start as Viking Hill. Probably even Derek Barnes if I had to guess. Obviously, Jack Campbell there at middle linebacker, though. Alexander Anzalone should be back by next. No, he actually might even play. He's practicing full Thursday. So, he could be back. I don't know if he's playing. My guess it's a game time decision with him, guys. So, you could see Alexander Anzalone out here, obviously, today or tonight. Amika Robertson, Terry Noah, Brian Branch, Emmanuel Mosley will be out for this one. So, not Anthony Pittman. Kato Vildor will probably get out there in some way or another. Kirby Joseph, Efedo Malafano, both, of course, there at corner. Where's Brian? Oh, there we go. Jake Bates, Jack Fox there, kicker and punter for the Lions. All right. Obviously, the winner gets the 1 seed, gets the first round bye. Loser is relegated to the 5th seed and either heading to Tampa or LA, which, again, is not good when you think about it. But, of course, who do I think is going to win this one? Is it going to be the Lions, who, of course, have been the steady best team in the NFC outside of their defensive injuries all season? Or is it going to be the Vikings, who, of course, come out of nowhere this season and just been an elite football team? Simply put, the loser of this game is not going to be in a good spot and could get first round, which is insane to think about. So, do I really think the Vikings are going to be able to pull it off and be a legit team like I said they could if they did win? Hell nah. Give me the Lions in this one. Give me them with a huge offensive game, 40-37 in OT. This is going to be simply one of the best games you've ever seen, and I think the Lions are just the better team in this one. 40-37 OT. Vikings, womp womp. You should have never been that good this year, so again, if you lose this game, well, tough luck, and at the same time, you should have been getting this good. Like, you have no pressure. Like, it's okay if you lose this. But at the same time, should be a hell of a game, guys. Obviously, everything's on the line for this one. So all I got for you guys here. Anyway, let's see, the Vikings-Lions game that also was pretty crazy, obviously, with Golden Tate doing his thing there. Anyway, guys, see you guys for the recap of all these games tomorrow. Also, go check out, of course, our Saturday recap as well.
Lions must get to the 20 for a first down. Stafford throws, and it's complete to Golden Tate. There was a